Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into Luma AI. This is a platform that's literally bridging the gap between our creative imagination and digital reality. And honestly, this isn't just some small, incremental software update. It's a fundamental shift in how we create visual content, completely bypassing the crushing costs of traditional production. Drawing on some really great insights from the Smarter X AI Academy and Plus Clouds, we're going to explore exactly how Luma merges 2D generation with 3D reality capture.
According to a recent review from Smarter X, using Luma AI feels more like directing than prompting. And that right there, that completely reframes how we need to think about AI content creation. We aren't just passive prompters anymore, typing words into a void and crossing our fingers for a good result. With platforms like this, you actually become an active director commanding a virtual studio. You're the one calling the shots, deciding the angles, the lighting, the motion, and the exact flow of the whole visual narrative.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. Number 1, multimodal magic in 2D. Number 2, capturing reality in 3D. Number 3, real-world uses and perks. Number 4, evaluating the limitations. And finally, number 5, the future of digital reality. Let's get into it.
Section 1, multimodal magic in 2D, building the virtual studio.
So, let's start with Luma's first major superpower. It completely replaces those random one-off AI outputs with structured, collaborative workspaces. They call these boards. Think about your typical AI image generator right now. You type a prompt, you get an isolated image back, and, well, that's kind of the end of the transaction. If you want to change it, you're basically rolling the dice all over again. But Luma changes the whole paradigm. Instead of just generating one isolated image, you can brainstorm, iterate, and continuously refine your content within these organized boards. It's a creative environment built for actual real-world workflows, which allows teams to collaborate and mold a project exactly how they want it.
And this really illustrates the sheer flexibility of the platform. Sure, you can generate images straight from text prompts, but then you can take those still images and turn them into dynamic video clips. You can even bring in existing source footage, like real video that you shot, and heavily edit or reframe it entirely within this single interface. It's amazing because it allows you to fluidly shift from stills to dynamic video edits without ever having to bounce between 5 different pieces of software.
Section 2. Capturing reality in 3D, the power of AI-assisted photogrammetry. Now, what's really fascinating to me is how this platform tackles physical space. To grasp this, we have to talk about AI-assisted photogrammetry. Essentially, this uses deep learning and computer vision to automatically create highly accurate 3D models from something as simple as a video or just a handful of photos. It's a completely revolutionary process. It takes a real-world object, could be a shoe, a chair, or even an entire building, and digitizes it into a manipulable, three-dimensional replica. To truly appreciate how huge of a shift this is, let's contrast it with traditional photogrammetry. Historically, doing this required hundreds of overlapping photos that all had to be manually processed. It was incredibly time-consuming, and honestly, it demanded a supercomputer that basically doubled as a space heater just to process all that complex geometry. Luma AI flips this entirely. It requires just one simple video, it processes the 3D model in minutes, and because the whole thing is cloud-based, your local hardware doesn't matter at all. The cloud is doing all the heavy lifting for you.
Let's map out what that actual workflow looks like. Step 1, you record a simple video of your object with your phone. Step 2, the AI immediately analyzes the angle, the real-world lighting, the depth, and the geometric structure from every single frame. Step 3, the AI intelligently fills in any missing visual data, corrects the edges, and renders the textures in real time. And finally, Step 4, the system outputs a flawless 3D digital replica. It literally takes a highly complex technical process and makes it remarkably simple for the user.
Section 3. Real-world uses and perks. The cast and crew.
So, who is actually using this out in the field? Well, according to data from Plus Clouds, industries across the board are leveraging this for massive time savings. Over in game development, they're rapidly digitizing real-life objects to drop straight into their engines. In architecture, professionals are building highly interactive 3D presentations to really wow their clients. For e-commerce, sellers are generating 360-degree product models for way more immersive online shopping. And in cinema, filmmakers are practically crafting digital environments without needing those massive Hollywood-sized visual effects budgets. Beyond just the pure speed of it all, there are some very specific perks for creators here. You get multi-platform file compatibility, meaning you can export in universal formats like GLB, OBJ, and USDZ directly from the cloud to integrate into most major 3D engines. You get stunning realism in both detail and lighting. And again, I can't stress this enough, with zero high-end hardware requirements and a super user-friendly interface, this technology is highly accessible, even if you aren't a technical 3D artist.
Section 4. Evaluating the limitations, the cutting room floor.
Now, a good director always knows their equipment's limits, right? While Luma is fantastic for individual generation, once you attempt to scale up your AI workflows for, say, larger agency use, you do have to navigate some complexities. A great review from SmarterX points out that you really need to carefully evaluate their pricing plans and occasional generation limits, because scaling AI for high-volume production is definitely a different beast than just casually piloting it.
Drilling down into some of the specifics noted by PlusClouds, while there is a free version available, it is pretty feature-limited. If you want to actually utilize those high-end universal export formats we just talked about, you're going to need a paid tier. Additionally, for global users, it's worth noting that the platform doesn't yet officially support all languages, such as Turkish. Though, to be fair, the interface itself is highly visual, so it remains pretty easy to navigate regardless.
Section 5. The future of digital reality. Blurring the lines. Looking down the road, it's clear that tools like Luma are entirely foundational for the next era of digital interaction. By seamlessly creating these digital replicas of physical spaces, Luma acts as a critical bridge. This kind of tech is absolutely going to fuel complex digital twins, which are virtual replicas of real-world systems, as well as expansive metaverse applications and highly immersive online education where students could actually interact with 3D models of historical artifacts or complex machinery.
But ultimately, I think the most profound takeaway here is the democratization of creation. This technology is actively blurring the boundaries between high-end technical expertise and everyday creativity. It empowers ordinary users, literally anyone with a smartphone and a good idea, to become a high-level content creator capable of directing top-tier digital assets.
So now that you understand exactly how Luma AI turns simple text, images, and smartphone videos into a highly manipulatable digital reality, you have the context you need to start building your own virtual studio. I want to leave you with this provocative thought to explore your own creative potential. With the line between reality and virtuality fading so rapidly, what will you direct next? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring.